Folks, Donald Trump and MAGA just got stunned in Iowa. You heard that right, in Iowa. Democrats just flipped a Trump plus 21 Iowa State Senate seat in the first special election since Trump assumed office. That is big. It was a 27-point swing from the Republican-held seat to the Democrat. Mike Zimmer is the Democrat who won that state Senate seat, defeating Republican Katie Elizabeth Whittington, again, in a Trump plus 21 Iowa district. Folks, people are pissed at Donald Trump and MAGA as they've created total chaos, making us weaker abroad and weaker at home. The chaos that has been caused by Donald Trump freezing aid to programs that people in red states and blue states rely on. And folks, when you hear this data, I want to not just give you hope in what is happening right now in dark times, but I want you to think about what can happen if you keep the resistance strong, if you keep on to hope, if you keep pushing back, if you don't let them wear you out with their WMDs, their weapons of mass distraction. They're trying to break us. We don't break. We stand strong. We stand as one, the Midas Mighty. And as Jacob Rubishkin also points out, you think about Elise Stefanik's district. Remember, Elise Stefanik, New York Congressional District, a Trump plus 21 in New York, viewed as a safe seat in New York. Stefanik was appointed by Donald Trump to be the ambassador to the United Nations. That now could potentially swing Democrat. It's very, very possible in that special election. I think we're going to be seeing this more and more. And this is as Democrats are getting their momentum back. I guess I should show you this, though, as well about Elise Stefanik while we're on the topic. Remember when a lot of these Muslims for Trump and Palestinians for Trump were saying, Trump's our guy? Well, Elise Stefanik is of the mind that there is a biblical right, she says, for Israel to just completely take over Gaza and the West Bank, and that there shouldn't be a two-state solution. This is what Elise Stefanik said. Let me just show you this. Let's play it quickly.
But I did ask you whether you subscribe to the views of Finance Minister Smotrich.
Who? I'm sorry,
Smotrich. This is the Israeli Finance Minister Smotrich and the former National Security Minister Ben Gvir, who believe that Israel has a biblical right to the entire West Bank. And in that conversation, you told me that, yes, you shared that view. Is that your view today?
Yes.
Okay.
As Aaron Blake says, encourage people to take this result in Iowa as a data point. Don't look at it much more than it, but it's a healthy data point as well as we look to Elise Stefanik's seat and other special elections. If any Republicans resign from the House, this is a very close dynamic right now. And I think people are fed up with MAGA as we're seeing in a plus 21 Iowa district. Now, I wish those voters would have not gone to the find out stage, but would have voted for democracy and for themselves and their own interests versus screwing themselves with everything Trump did. But I make a lot of videos on that. You get the point. Folks, Reuters, in their Reuters Ipsos new poll, show how Americans are souring on Trump. They hate him. Remember, during his first term, his approval rating was about 49%. His approval rating is in the absolute dumpster right now as well, around 44 or 45%, lower than it was on the first term. Then remember, on the first term, it shot all the way down to 34%. I think we'll be in the mid to low 30s very, very soon when it comes to Donald Trump. Just take a look at how Americans are receiving his policies. Only 20% support, ending the requirement that government employees report gifts or investments. I thought you were going to drain the swamp, Donald. 25% of Americans support renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Americans think that's stupid. 34% are support pardoning the January 6th insurrectionists. Who would have thunk that pardoning actual terrorists, and a lot of them are, at least, and and Oath Keepers and Proud Boys and all of these people. Who would have thought that that would be unpopular? Me? Maybe it was a warning when Donald Trump was out there making sing-songs with January insurrectionists during the campaign. I don't know, but I digress. 37% support Trump's tariffs, which is his big policy. He says he's tariffing. He's going to do tariffs on Mexico and Canada this week. This is what his press secretary said. Let's play the clip.
Thank you for the question. I appreciate it. Can you give us an update on the president's plans for his tariff agenda? He spoke a lot about this yesterday, and there's a couple of dates coming up that he's spoken to. Number one, February 1st, he's alluded to both the potential for tariffs for Canada and Mexico, but also China to take effect on those days. What's he thinking about that?
Yeah.
Should those countries expect that?
Again, he was asked and answered this question this past weekend when he took a lot of questions from the press, and he said that the February 1st date for Canada and Mexico still holds.
What about the China 10% tariff that he also had mused about last Tuesday going into effect on the same day?
Yeah, the president has said that he is very much still considering that for February 1st.
Separately, yesterday,
Only 37% support ending federal efforts to hire women and minorities. Only 39% support withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accords. I think you get the point. He's wildly unpopular. By the way, you take a poll of what's going on in Greenland. 85% of Greenlanders do not want the United States going anywhere near it. They don't support the U.S. taking it over. And by the way, that Reuters Ipsos poll predates Trump's aid freeze, where Trump froze all of the federal aid and people couldn't get the programs that they rely on for their life and their health and to eat. Red states, blue states alike. Trump took a sledgehammer and bludgeoned us all like a freaking maniac that he is. We're hearing stories like this. Donald, you're betraying your followers. You're betraying us all. I'm an elderly woman. You're taking away our food stamps. You're taking away everything. Someone goes, my parents are conservative, own a business whose sole purpose is writing federal grants. They're losing their jobs now because of Donald Trump. But folks, what are they talking about? And the Trump administration? The administration believes in taking away people's birthright citizenship. Here, play this clip of his press secretary.
The folks that you mentioned have a right to have that legal opinion, but it is in disagreement with the legal opinion of this administration. This administration believes that birthright citizenship is unconstitutional. And that
ridiculous. What else are they doing? Pete Hegseth, Trump's defense secretary, a zero-star general, never even commanded anybody in the military, who Trump appointed to be the defense secretary. By the way, this guy's approval rating was like 17%, had all of these issues in his background. Well, he's now revoking General Mark Milley, a four-star general's security clearance, a distinguished four-star general. This deserves more attention. He's revoking that. Look at this guy, Hegseth, right there, who's got the whole thing is ridiculous. And he wants to revoke one of Milley's stars. Milley's a four-star general. Hegseth wants to take away the star because you want to know the real DEI is didn't earn it. And that's what it comes to Donald Trump's people. Did not earn it. But childcare, Head Start, home care, school lunch, WIC, Medicare, Pell Grants, veteran healthcare, veteran loans. I could go on, all screwed by Donald Trump. But folks, the MAGA Republicans are out there with a unifying message. We need to bring back child labor. That's what MAGA Republican Congressmember Rich McCormick said of potential cuts to free school lunches. Here, play this clip.
When you talk about school lunches, hey, I worked my way through high school. I don't know about you, but I worked since I was, before I was even 13 years old. I was picking berries in the field before we had child labor laws that precluded that. I was a paper boy. And when I was in high school, I worked my entire way through. You're telling me that kids who stay at home instead of going to work at Burger King, McDonald's during the summer, should stay at home and get their free lunch instead of going to work. I think we need to have a top-down review. Think about where kids need to actually be.
Well, all of this is going on, folks. Donald Trump is out there golfing every day. He's basically golfed every day, been out there making really weird statements over and over again. That's where we're at. No wonder a plus 21 district went in favor of a Democrat. That's big news in Iowa. This needs to be reported elsewhere. I know you come to the MeidasTouch Network because we report on that data. This is momentum. Share this with other people. I think that you keep building, you keep resisting, you stay in the fight. Stay in the fight with us. We'll stay in the fight with you. We're going nowhere. As I said before, they're going to have to take this mic and rip it away from my hands. We're not going anywhere. We have no outside investors here. We've got no oligarchs. We got no one telling us what to do. Just you, our stakeholders. That's who we work for. We work for you. If you want to support the growth of our network, you can go to patreon.com/MeidasTouch. patreon.com/MeidasTouch, and go to MeidasPlus.com. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, does great work there. Just make sure you spell Meidas correct, M-E-I-D-A-S. MeidasPlus.com. Check that out. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe here. Let's get to 4 million. Stay in it. I'm pumped. Big win in Iowa. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.